Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Leah, and today I am bringing you a video which is definitely something I've been wanting to do for a while. So I thought I would bring you some products, and we'll number them as we go through, that definitely are old and probably would need throwing away if they were bad. But if you have them in your collection still, bravo, because so do I. And I just want to go through them. Just a gentle reminder that makeup is there to be used. We just shouldn't just leave it on the shelves. So I wanted to show you some products, and I really want to go way back with some of these. You are going to laugh or cry. Either one of those two things you will do. I have so many things in my collection that I really probably shouldn't, and I wanted to take you through them, bring back some of those memories. This is all highlighters and blushes today. That's what we're going with, because I feel like that would be quite fun to do. I was going to do like a review of things, but I thought that would be weird. I will use these in upcoming videos though, because I will be doing shop my stashes, and I will still use some of these things, so I'm very excited. Okay, so probably the oldest thing in my collection, and it's old because, so when I first started YouTube, there was a really lovely lady that sent me a huge box of makeup, and in that box of makeup was this e.l.f. baked blush. It says it, the only reason I know it's a baked blush is because it actually says it on the top. I don't know the colour of this. There isn't a name on the back. There's nothing. There is a number, D31 and 32. I don't know if anybody owned this blush. I believe she got it from America. I mean, there's so much product in there. This was before highlighters were a thing, really. Like, they weren't as popular at this point. So I received this, and I thought it was one of the most beautiful things that I'd ever used, and I still to this day pull this out if I want to have a really subtle, peachy, but it's just a beautiful shimmer. It says blush, that is a highlighter. I will show you. I'll show you a swatch as well. So it's still smooth. There is nothing wrong with this blush whatsoever. Highlighter is a highlighter. Let's not call it a blush when it is in fact a highlighter. I'm just going to put it there on my skin, and then you can see that there. Can you see that shine? This is definitely a highlighter, and it's one of those that has no glitter in it, and it will give you that beautiful sheen without highlighting skin texture. Honestly, e.l.f. provided us years ago with the most beautiful, beautiful shade. Now this is reminiscent of the next one. I think they're very similar colours. I wonder if they got the idea from each other. But this is such an oldie. Everybody went mad for this. It was on every YouTube channel. So number 2 is the Soft and Gentle Mineralised Skin Finish. This was a cult favourite here on YouTube. Every single beauty YouTuber was talking about this. They used it all the time. This is one of those not shine from the gods highlighters. It's a nice natural finish. This is what it looks like in the pan. I have got so much of it left because you don't use that much highlighter, or I certainly do not. In the pan it doesn't look like much. It has got a really nice texture. It is really soft and creamy. I like it still. And I still use it. These are quite similar colours. Yeah, I mean, can you even see them? That one there, can you see that line there? It hasn't got the same amount of shine as the e.l.f. one, but it definitely looks pretty on the skin. I still reach for this. There is no glitter in there whatsoever. It is just a sheen. If you want that wet, sweaty look, this is the one. I really do believe that this is a cult classic for a reason. I still keep it in my collection because I think it deserves to be there. And I think if you've got it and you've just gone, oh my God, I loved that, go and use it tomorrow. Because you will remind yourself how lovely it felt to use that. Because I certainly did. Okay. These are old and cheap. I don't even know if this brand still does them, to be honest. However, let's go with it. I spoke about these so much on my channel because they were my favourites. They were in my favourites all the time. Absolutely loved them. And they are, in particular, these two shades. I do have another one as well, actually, but I haven't got it here. These are the Revolution I Heart Makeup Blushing Hearts. These are from about 2014. Maybe even, yeah, 14. I think they're 2014. And this was manufactured in PRC, but designed and developed in London. So that's where they were made at the time. I don't even know if these are vegan or anything, or I don't know, because everything's changed for Revolution. This was, you know, their sister brand that they had out. So this is what they look like. They do mirror the ones from, I think they were meant to be like the ones from Too Faced. I think that's what they were trying to achieve. They were, you know how they like to dupe makeup. So you've got Iced Hearts here, which is essentially a pinkyish highlighter. They're calling it a blusher, but it's definitely not a blush. And then you've got Peachy Pink Kisses. Oh, this is my favourite. They are so beautiful. Honestly, again, I can't fault these. They're that beautiful. These don't dupe out any particular one in Too Faced. They just made additional ones. I think there was another one that duped the Too Faced one. I didn't particularly like it. Oh my gosh. They're so gorgeous. Honestly. And I've heard that people hate the formula of the Makeup Revolution highlighters. They never got to try these. So there's the two there. Can you see them? There's the peachy pink one. There's the Ice Kisses. Again, I think this is the reason these are my favourite. This has got a lot of gold in over here. It's really gold sheen. These are lovely. They are fair girl, light girl friendly. They don't leave a dark cast. They really sheen out to nothing. Not nothing, but like they haven't got a glittery residue. Look at that. My hand looks wet. Look. So gorgeous. They are probably my all-time favourites still, in terms of colour, in terms of longevity. They are really, really good. Really good. I just think they're the most stunning blushes I've ever used, still to this day. So I mean, they're old, very old, but I still think they are just as nice. They definitely have a lot more shine than the Soft and Gentle. Soft and Gentle still a bit more subtle. I mean, it's still very shiny, but they do have a lot more shine. Okay, so they're number 3. So there's 2 of them, I know, but they are number 3. Number 4, in terms of old school, we were talking about them all the time, blushes. Does anybody remember? Wow, this is old. The Balm. Do you remember them? So this is Swiss Out. I love this blush. It's such a nice blush. Really pretty. I've had this for ages. It's a little sample, but a little goes a long way because it's quite a pigmented blush. Do you remember the Balm? Do you remember them? This really does blend out so nicely. It's really, really nice. There you go. It's a really deep terracotta. You don't need a lot with this. This is the In-Stain Long Wearing Staining Powder Blush. Do you remember these? Do you remember these? Beautiful. I do still use this. I do still pick this up because it's got a nice reddy undertone. I love that. Really pretty blush. So that's number 4. Number 5. Oh wow, this really is taking me back. I'm going to choose some blushes again. The Love Flush Long Lasting 16-Hour Blush Wardrobe. This was the wardrobe. I actually got sent this from a friend here on YouTube, and this was a long time ago. I've still continued to use this. I've still got the Too Faced logo in this one. I don't use that one as much apparently, but these are so beautiful. They are gorgeous blushes. Everybody raved about this. This palette was so hard to get hold of. I couldn't get hold of it at all. I loved it. It was great. When Too Faced were at their prime, this was the thing to have. It was gorgeous. I don't know if they still have anything like this. I believe they have brought these blushes out a number of times. in different formats. They've like upgraded them, but they're still such lovely blushes to me. They just have such a nice shade range in here. They could have gone deeper for my, you know, dark-skinned girlies. But they're just a really nice flush of colour. Wow, Leah. Well done for your blushing capabilities. I love this. I do love this palette. It did smash once, so that made it a bit of an issue. Sometimes I'm a rebel and I just put my brush in the whole thing and then put it on my face. Who knows what colour it comes out as, but I don't, well, to be fair, I usually do these three together or these three together and it comes out as either a natural sort of colour or a bit more pinkier. And I quite like that. Why not play around? It's very nice. So there, that is number 5. Number 6 is, oh, please tell me you got this. The Becca Jaclyn Hill. This was the Champagne Pop Collection face palette. This is so old. Does it have a date on it? No, no date. I thought it might have a date on it. Maybe they should start doing that so you remember when you bought them. So in here you got Champagne Pop, Prosecco Pop. So they were the two. So Prosecco Pop was new to this palette. You had Champagne Pop, Prosecco Pop, and then you got 3 sort of blushes. You got Rose Spritz, which is the shimmery shade. You've got Amaretto, and then you've got Pamplemousse. I like that. This is a mineral blush. These two are mineral blushes, and this one is a luminous blush, mineral blushes. This one looks like it would be potentially a bronzer, but it's not. It's a beautiful blush. You know, if you just want that sort of shade that's a neutral tone, you can't find it very much anywhere. I do like that. Still good. This is still good. I still use this. Would I ever hit pan on it? Probably not, because I'm rubbish at using blushes. But this, honestly, Champagne Pop is still beautiful. I forgot just how gorgeous these are. If you'd forgotten how lovely these were, is probably why Becca no longer exists. I'm just going to put them on the inside of my hand here just to give a bit of a... There you go. So you've got Champagne Pop there and then Prosecco Pop. So pretty. Absolutely stunning. I loved those. They were... I couldn't wait to get hold of that because I didn't get the original Champagne Pop. Sorry. Just need to get a wipe. I didn't get the original Champagne Pop when it came out and I was gutted. But when that palette came out, I thought, oh, it's not that much more. And I get a load of other shades and some of them are exclusive to that palette. So I was really excited about that. I did get the one with Chrissy Teigen, but it was too dark for me. It didn't work for me at all. That one was much more friendly to my skin tone. And I'm so glad that I got it. But it's old. It's so old. Very old. Right, I've got a couple of things that came one Christmas, and honestly I just can't get rid of them because I love them so much. So the MAC collection, this was the Nutcracker Sweet collection. I don't know if you remember it. I loved the packaging of this, absolutely loved it. So you got these 2 face palettes. One was called the Peach Face and one was called the Copper Face. This one was more sort of fair to light and this one was more light to medium. I wouldn't say either of them. Maybe the light to medium would have worked on maybe some lighter dark skin tones, but for very dark I don't think it would have worked. Not the maybe the highlighter, but not the blush. So I will show you them. So you've got in the Peach Face, you've got Tutu and At Dusk, a very, very white based pinky highlighter and a very neutral blush, which look like this. Really pretty. Not many people like this one, but I thought it was really pretty. Very subtle, really nice. They're mineralized skin finishes, which all of their... Oh no, this was an Extra Dimension skin finish. Apologies. I really like those as highlighters. I think they're really nice. And then this one had the highlighter that everybody wanted, Whisper of Guilt. Everybody wanted this shade. Do you remember how popular that was? Do you remember how popular that was? And then Pleasure Model down the bottom. So Pleasure Model is a deeper sort of It's a bit like that amaretto actually. And then Whisper of Guilt was this gold, very gold highlighter. So this is the blush and this was the highlight. And it is very gold. Look at that. Really nice pairing. Such a nice idea. I love that. The reason I liked these more than any other holiday one was that it was the duo. I thought that was really nice. You don't see that much anymore. Or if you do, I've not been looking. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. So that's number 7. Okay, number 8. Oh, this is so old. I'm sorry. I apologise that I have this still. I love it still. So it was this, do you remember Sweet Peach from years ago? Do you remember that collection? And they just bought Peach out everything. Then they brought out this. This was the highlight, blush and bronzer. The bronzer is very much a glowy bronzer. It's very warm. But it is still such a lovely palette. I'll just show you them separate. My friend had this finish the whole thing because she used to mix all 3 together, and I thought that was a great idea. So you've got the bronze there, which is a nice warm sort of bronzy shade. You can use that if you're fair, but this was no way that they should have brought out 2 different ones. They had, this is just fair, this is just for a fair person. I don't even think you'd get away with this if you're a medium. Slightly annoying. All of them had a sheen to them. They were not matte in any way, and at the time nobody wanted that. But it is still really pretty. I do like mixing all 3 and just getting it on the face and just warming up the face. That does work really nicely. In fact, let me just see if I can do that as a, I'll do that with my finger. Yeah, so it gives you this really neutral toned colour, which you can just use to warm up the cheeks. Look at that there. Really nice mixed together. I actually really like that as a trio. Really good idea as well, and it did work really nicely. So that one is number 7. Okay, number 8. I think this is still a lot of people's favourites because I think this is an excellent blush. So I actually received this, I want to say I received this as PR, but I don't think I did. I think I won a prize. This is Rockateur by Benefit. Now, Benefit blushes, they were such a hype back in the day. Do you remember the box? But there was such a hype. Brushes, rubbish. Why did they ever put them in there? The boxes are so cumbersome and they're just, I mean, they're awful. They are awful. Come on, they're terrible. I wish they were in a different format, but they're not. There's a little bit of pan in mine. That's how much I like it. This is such a beautiful blush. In my opinion, this is lovely for a highlight for people with deep skin tones, just as a flush of highlight, not an outer space one. But it's also really good for people like me. I use this as at the back of my cheeks, and I use it to almost contour, blush contour, if that makes sense. It's a lovely shade. This is one of my favourites. It's a really nice peachy shade. It has, yeah, so it's quite dark for me, but it works really well just at the back here. And sometimes I just wear this and I don't need to wear a highlighter or a contour because I've just used this in the at the back here. Love this. I think this is a great one, but it's so old. So old. We're getting there. Okay, number 9. What's that, number 9? Oh man, I should have written this down. I can't remember now. I think this is number 9. So these are the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finishes. I was talking about this earlier. I bought 2 of these back in the day. I bought them maybe about 4 years ago, and I haven't even made a dent in them. So I got Beaming Blush, which is this sort of duochrome shade. Do you know, if they made this an eyeshadow, it'd be so nice. And this has got a pink undertone when you turn your hand, and it's got a gold topper. Really pretty. Again, not glittery, but very sheeny. That's my favourite sort of blush. I don't like glitter. And then the other one is I think this got a lot of hype actually. Double Gleam, I think this did get a lot of hype. This is again very fair girl friendly because it's a bit more icier in tone, which look at that, it's very icy. But this is just on the edge for me because I don't like icy highlighters. But it definitely is sheeny. Can you see that there? Just on my wrist. So it's not too icy where it's blue. That doesn't work for me, not one bit. That's not a thing that I can or will wear. So that is almost, we're almost at number 10, and number 10 is something that everybody went mad for. I do have some older stuff that I would include, but I'm going to go up to number 10, and it is Hourglass. These are the ambient lighting blush. This is dim infusion, so this was the lightest one. I've hit pan, you can't really see it, but I can, it's just there. I love this blush, it is so subtle, lovely peachy colour. I remember seeing this on someone's skin and thinking, why would anybody wear a blush that shade? That it's so light. But in the summer, this is so perfect, you know, just to add a little bit of colour, just to have it, don't want it too heavy. It's really pretty, and it's so old. These were just so popular. And then L'Oreal or Revlon? L'Oreal. I think it was L'Oreal. They came out with a similar dupe to these. These are expensive, and the packaging is shocking. Like, nobody talks about this, by the way. They were like, oh yeah, it's so beautiful and it's so luxe. And you're like, oh, is it? And then you get it and it isn't luxe. I mean, it's just plastic. You pay so much for Hourglass and it's plastic. You'd think it would have been metal. And that was always my gripe. I was like, but it's shocking, like it's plastic. Why? So yeah, that is my final oldest purchase for blush. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at it. That's me all over that. That's always me. I always do stuff like that. So they were the 10 blushes and highlighters that I have had in my collection for so long that I probably should throw them away. However, if you've got any of these, let me know. I'd love to know if you still use them, if you will repurchase if you can, because they sell them still somewhere. You know, Rockateur, I think they still sell it. Do they still sell it? I feel like they do. So it's one of those that you probably have somewhere. I've just realised my glasses were wonky the whole time. Just fabulous. That was great for me. Love that for me. So let me know if you have any of these blushes. If you've got them in your collection, you've never decluttered them because you still love them, but you haven't used them for a while and you're going to go and try them out again. I'd love to know. Have you got anything in your collection that you just cannot get rid of because it's still a favourite? Is there anything here that you would go, oh my gosh, I remember that. That was the best thing ever. And if I can find it again, I'm definitely buying it. Let me know. I'd love to know. Comment down below. I read all my comments and I do respond to all of them. Give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video and it gave you the nostalgic feels. Give it a thumbs down if you think it was gross because I've got very old makeup, or you just hate me doing any videos of any kind and you got this far anyway. Well done to you. And subscribe if you want to. Obviously you don't have to subscribe, but if you do, it would mean the absolute world. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.